There's some really important information that you need to have before you go out and buy your chicken. Welcome back to the Homestead, y'all. My name is Anthony. So today we're going to talk about the best chicken breeds for egg production. So if you're watching this video, you've probably made the decision to get a backyard flock of chickens. Maybe you've seen the egg prices. Maybe you just want to be closer connected to your food. There's some really important information that you need to have before you go out and buy your chicken. So not all chickens are created equal. Some chicken breeds are bred to be prolific layers. Other breeds are bred to be excellent birds for your table, while other breeds are for showing. And then still there's another whole area of dual purpose birds and heritage breeds and all sorts of things. So I want to help you out today. I want to give you 5 breeds that are prolific egg layers. I want to give you the kind of the pros and cons of each one, and toward the end I'll give you some bonus breeds. I chose 5 breeds that we have raised ourselves so that I can give you personal experience with these breeds. I do have a few breeds that are prolific egg layers that we've not raised, and so we'll talk about those at the end. Let me say that the information I'm going to share with you today is not just my opinion. This is based on what is known about these breeds. We know some of these breeds. We know how many eggs they lay per year. We know how they do on feed conversion, in other words, turning feed into eggs. And we know a little bit about their temperament. So this is just not my opinion. This is based on science, based on information that we've gathered through experience, but also through research and studying different breeds. So kicking this off in no specific order of chicken breeds that are the most prolific egg layers, number 1 would have to be the white leghorn. So as the name implies, it is a white chicken that lays white eggs. Important fact for you: egg color is based on the skin color of the chicken. If you have a chicken with brown skin under the feathers, you will have a brown egg. If you have a chicken like the white leghorn that has a white skin, it will lay a white egg. And so the white leghorn is the commercial breed of choice. When you go to the supermarket and you pick up just a standard pack of eggs, those more than likely in the United States are white leghorn chickens. They are known to be prolific egg layers, laying over 300 eggs per year. It's not uncommon for white leghorns to lay 330 eggs per year. That is almost an egg a day. They're also known to have a great feed conversion rate. In other words, they're really good at turning feed into eggs. A couple of other things about the white leghorn, and this is the reason we don't have any white leghorns on our farm, is because they're very flighty. They are very nervous birds. They're not the kind of chicken that is going to walk up to you. You know, they're going to keep their distance. They're going to be difficult to manage, especially if you're dealing with them in a pasture type setting. They're going to be difficult to manage because they're going to do everything they can to get away from you. It's just something that is bred into them. So some disadvantages of the white leghorn: number 1 is they're flighty, like I said. Number 2 is they don't produce a good table bird. They're kind of scrawny because they are bred to lay eggs, and so they are kind of a scrawny bird that lays a lot of eggs. They are an egg laying factory. So if you have a homestead like us and you're looking for something, maybe you want to get eggs and you'd like to have some meat for your table, the white leghorn would not be the choice for you because it does not produce a great table bird. But if you're just looking for a chicken that's going to pop out eggs like a factory over 300 times a year, the white leghorn may be the choice for you. So the second breed I want to talk about is a breed called the Isa Brown. So the Isa Brown is a hybrid breed. It's called a sex link. It is a combination of breeds. So the Isa Browns are known for laying upwards to 300 eggs per year. They lay a nice brown colored egg. what you would typically think of when you think about a brown egg would be an ISA brown egg. And they're also very hardy birds. They are able to withstand a lot of temperature fluctuations, very hot, very cold. They're very hardy, and that is a good thing to have in your backyard or in your homestead. The third one I'm going to talk about was one that we've had a lot of experience with. It's called the Red Star. Some of these breed names may be trade names that have been given. You may have seen these, or I've seen them as Red Stars, Red Rangers, but it is a red sex-link chicken. It is another hybrid breed, and they are prolific layers. So the Red Stars lay between 250 and 300 eggs per year. They're very hardy, just like the ISA Browns, and they will lay a beautiful, nice brown egg. The fourth breed that I want to talk about is my favorite breed, my wife's favorite breed. We don't have any right now. We've got plans next year. We want to switch over from raising barnyard mix to having one breed on our farm. The one breed that we want to move forward with is the Rhode Island Red. We love Rhode Island Reds. We've had several of them in the past. They're very hardy birds. That is a heritage breed. The Rhode Island Reds history goes way back to the 1940s and 50s. They were the quintessential dual-purpose breed. Dual-purpose meaning they lay a lot of eggs and they produce a nice bird for your table. A Rhode Island Red will lay between 200 and 275 eggs a year. So not quite as prolific egg layers as the ISA Browns and the White Leghorns, but they produce a lot of eggs and they produce a nice bird for your table. And that's what we really like about them, is that it is a true dual purpose, true heritage dual purpose breed. Been around for a long time, very hardy. Another thing we like about Rhode Island Reds is their temperament. In our experience, Rhode Island Reds have always been very calm-tempered, very easygoing chickens, very enjoyable chickens to raise. We had a Rhode Island Red hen that was my wife's favorite, that anytime my wife came out to the chicken yard, this chicken would just walk right up to her. Rhode Island Reds, for us, have always just had a great temperament. Another heritage breed that is a great egg layer is Plymouth Rocks. Now, more specifically, we have had experience with the Barred Rock variety, which is a color variation of the Plymouth Rock. Plymouth Rocks lay between 200 and 280 eggs per year, and again, they are another heritage breed, been around for quite a while, a very hardy breed, very even-tempered, and they're also a dual-purpose breed. Rhode Island Red is our favorite breed, and it's our recommendation for you guys. If you're looking for a breed to raise in your backyard, get you some Rhode Island Reds. You won't regret it. You could thank me later. They're just a great breed of chicken, an all-around great breed to have in your backyard. So I have 4 honorable mentions. The first honorable mention is the Orpington breed. If I'm not mistaken, this breed was made popular in the UK. The Orpington is another dual-purpose heritage breed that will lay about 200 eggs per year. So not quite as good of an egg layer as some of the other ones that we mentioned, but again, it's a heritage breed, it's a dual-purpose breed. The next one I want to mention is a very prolific egg layer that we have never raised, never had any experience with, and that is called the Australorp. Originated in Austria, I do believe. They hold the record for laying a record-breaking 364 eggs per year. That's a lot of eggs. I don't have any experience with this breed, so I want to be careful about recommending that breed to you just because I haven't had experience with it. The third one, honorable mention, is what's called the Speckled Sussex. Again, I believe this is a breed that originated in the UK. So they lay around 200 eggs per year. They're known to have a calm disposition, but they are known to be very noisy. Again, this is a breed we have no personal experience with, don't know a lot about, but they are decent dual-purpose birds. The final bird that I want to talk about, you see these guys right here that are checking me out. It's something that was new to us when we found these this year. These are California Tans, and they are a hybrid breed of what is called a production red and a white leghorn. Now, what is a production red? Production red is a cross between a Rhode Island Red and a sex length, if I'm not mistaken. Correct me if I'm wrong. So these reportedly will lay about 300 eggs per year. But that remains to be seen. These girls get a little bit older. I'll let you know. So there are some other factors that control your egg production. Number one is the age of your chicken. Each year of a hen's life, their egg production will drop 20%. So in a matter of 2 years, their egg production will drop to 60% of what it was when they were new layers. Most commercial laying houses replace their hens every year. A lot of middle-sized and smaller farms replace their hens every other year. So after 2 years, remember, you're still feeding this bird the same amount of feed, but you're only getting 60% productivity. So it both makes sense for us to cull our laying hens after 2 years and make them stew hens. So keep this in mind when you're purchasing birds, because you may be purchasing birds that are already a year into their life, 2 years into their life, and so their productivity is dropped 20-40% by the time you get those birds. So the best way to know that you're getting young, ready to lay hens is to raise them yourself from chicks. Another factor that has a lot to do with egg production is nutrition. Chickens require a high protein diet, about 20 grams per day. We use a layer pellet that has everything that hen needs to produce eggs. So if you go the cheap route and you feed your chickens just cracked corn or just scratch grain, you're really hurting your egg production because they need that high protein diet. Another factor that has a lot to do with egg production is daylight. So according to my research, it takes about 14 hours to stimulate egg production, which as the days begin to get shorter in the fall and the winter, egg production will naturally decrease. And as the days get longer, egg production will naturally increase. So there are a lot of people who have improved production by using artificial light in their coops to bump up egg production in the winter. We don't do that. We feel that that goes against the nature of the chicken. That is, wintertime should be a natural slowdown for them. And so we believe by artificially boosting the daylight to artificially boost the egg production, it's not really good for the chicken. So as you are deciding on the breed to choose, ask yourself this question: what do I want to do? What is my goal? Is my goal to have a lot of eggs? Or is my goal to have both eggs and a nice table bird? Or is my goal just to have some chickens that look pretty and I can take pictures for Instagram? That's your thing, that's your thing. But ask yourself, what is your goal? What do you want from the chicken breed that you choose? So we've shared with you our favorite breeds and the breeds that we have done research on that are the best layers. What do you have to say? Maybe there's a breed out there that we missed. Leave it down in the comments below. Guys, if this has been helpful to you, leave us a thumbs up. It really helps our channel. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a great day. I'll see you on the next one. Lord willing, and the creek don't rise.